Hi everybody, it's Sandy and it's time for the full moon eclipse rose reading. And I'm not too sure how many of you are going to be able to join me live. This is, hi Rachel, hello, hi. I was just saying I wondered how many people would be able to join me live because it's, hi Katie, it's a lunchtime on a Sunday here in the UK, and the energies are starting to build for this full moon eclipse, this blood moon eclipse tomorrow morning in the UK at 5:16 a.m. So this is really a potent time, and I know many people have felt the energies of this eclipse building really from the solstice. It certainly stirred the pot for many of us as to, you know, what's going on in our lives, what we're really feeling as we move into the 219 energies, and the changes that are really being asked of us, and how we are weaving with those the things that are coming up for us. So when I woke this morning and I sat down here in meditation in the Rosy Temple, I really was tuning in to the pulse of what was going on, and it felt so still. The key words that I got were grounded, present, real. You know, these are the key words that we're really needing to embrace at this time. Hi, Jilly. This is a window, if you like, when we're moving towards something like this full moon eclipse, where the energies are starting to build, the energies are plying together. So you know, this is the building point. Once we actually get to the absolute zenith of this, which, as I say, will in the UK will be at 5:16 a.m. tomorrow morning, there will start to be a release, a sense of relief from the intensity of the energies that we're experiencing. This is powerful, powerful work that we've engaged with. And, you know, some of us, I mean, like myself, have really had health issues that have come up. Hi, Diana. And others have had different challenges, especially in relationships, in our connection with significant others in our lives. So there's been question marks coming up. Hi, Vicky. That are how we are in life now, and what are, of course, it all comes back into our relationship with self, how we relate to what's coming up in our own field of experience. What I got also as I tuned in, particularly I guess for myself, is that this is a closing point in a chapter of our lives that was opened in 2001. So actually have a sort of a reflect on what was going on for you. Hi, Nikki, in 2001. And I reached out to my very good friend Pam Gregory and asked her what was the significance of 2001. Hi, Angelina. And this is all connected in to this Saturn-Pluto conjunction that we will experience in its fullness this time next year. But in 2001, Saturn-Pluto were in opposition. So look at this cycle, look at this 18-year cycle in your life. And what was emerging as your experience? What was, you know, who was around you at that point? Who was in your sphere of influence? And how that's played out in these intervening years between then and now. Hi, Babita. Good morning. Or good afternoon it is now. So yes, have a review of your own journey from 2001. Hello, Melissa. Hi, Evelyn. Gosh, there's loads of people joining now. I thought you'd all be out in the forest or out walking the beach or doing stuff. Anyway, I'm really delighted that you're joining me. And so yes, I'm just sort of inviting this review of where we were in 2001, what was occurring in your life in 2001 that has played out to this point. Because this is this significator for this Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So alongside this being a real sense of deep, palpable stillness early this morning here, there is a real sense that we are moving through a really significant portal that can offer you a new rhythm for your life, a new sense of your relationship to yourself and the world. There is a closing here on lots of levels. There's cycles within cycles. Obviously, this is the last of the Leo Aquarius moons, and that started in 2017. So there's a cycle that we've been going through from there. But also, as I say, if you look at the Saturn-Pluto piece, something would have opened up in your life in 2001, and it's coming into a close at this particular point. So this is a key, a rhythm change, if you like, a step change that is being offered us as we move through this eclipse window. There's a real sense for me of an emerging, authentic, feminine energy, a real palpable emergence that we've been working with for a long time. Hi, Susan. So if we look back to that cycle of Venus from 2004 to 2012, that was also an opening place of the voice of the divine feminine making herself heard. You know, the Venus transcribes what's known as a Rosabella, a 5-pointed dance in the heavens. And she was calling us back ever more to our sense of feminine essence within us. These are big healing opportunities for us in our own relationship with our inner feminine. And this was what triggered off the work with the roses for me, and this sense of, hi Paul, this sense of connection and the voice of the sacred feminine that was calling us home to ourselves. And that whispered voice of the rose in 2:10 said that she had come to heal the Magdalene wound. She'd come to heal these wounded aspects of the feminine in both men and women, but that it was the women that inevitably heard the call first to attend to her own healing and the healing for her family and her community. And there's a real sense of a shift that's going on in the healing and the awakening of the divine masculine energy. Now, whether we look at that as a pathway within ourselves, both as men and women, but there is a balancing, there is a sacred marriage that goes on in the communication between our inner masculine and our inner feminine. And the more the healing deepens within, so the other energy has to shift to to work with it, to harmonize, to bring balance within the body. And it's the same as it would be if it was in an external masculine, feminine relationship in the world. As one makes changes, so another would make change. It's inevitable, it has to be, because when something changes, the status quo changes. Hi Wendy, lovely to see all of you on here this morning. I'm feeling very touched and very blessed that you are all here. So, yeah, this is an opening out to a new rhythm and a new sense of connection to ourselves. These closing of these cycles and the opportunity that eclipses offer us are like pulse points. They are like reset buttons that can open us out to a different experience of ourselves and our different experience to our dance with another, with our families, and also with our journey in the world. For me, there's a real sense that there's a closing of a chapter and an opening to something which I haven't yet got a handle on. I don't know whether there is an importance to the pulse of 2001, which coincided with the closing of 18 years of making couture wedding dresses. I worked with silk and antique French textile, and we made extraordinary, beautiful, celebratory clothing for weddings. And there's a sense that there is something in the cycle that brings back and weaves together at a new level the journeys that we have. I'm absolutely certain there comes a point in our journey when everything that we have experienced, everything that we have had a path of mastery in, and I had a path of mastery of working with silk and exquisitely beautiful clothing, that we weave these threads of our mastery, of our experience maybe of heartbreak, of finding pathways of healing, whatever that path of mastery is for you. There's a feeling that at some point we weave all of our journey together. So it's like we weave the tapestry of our lives. The threads come together to create a wholeness of the soul's journey, of our soul's evolutionary journey, and our experience in the world, how we carry that energy out in the world, because that's what we share, and we illuminate a pathway for others in our truth and in our integrity of our soul's alignment. So, given the fact that this is a place, this is a portal of opening to a new rhythm for our lives, it brings an opportunity to blossom into the fullness of what you've actually come here for. This is an opportunity to blossom as the rose would do. You know, a rose doesn't want to be a daffodil or a tulip. A rose just wants to be the best possible rose that she can be, fully authentic and as vibrant as she can. So, that being said, what might the roses have to offer us in their wisdom for us today? So, are you being drawn to rose card 1? Are you drawn to rose card 2? Or are you drawn to rose card 3? And as I've said many times before, each one of them will have a unique message, but actually when we look at all three of them, they show us a weave of what's possible as a way shower and a guide and a flavour for us going forward in this next few weeks. You know, we have a new moon eclipse coming up on the 4th of February. It's just 2 days before my birthday, so I think it's going to be also a really significant pathway. Ah, Rachel, okay, Rose 1, very good. I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can actually see your messages, just a minute. Okay, so Susan said 3, Vicky's got a 1, Susanna's 2. Wow, okay, Rose 1. Rose 1 is Rose Ma 7. So if you were drawn to Rose card 1, she's Rose Ma 7, and she says, I am receptive. Now this place of receptivity is something that we have to consciously open to. Most of us are very, very good at giving, but not so great at opening to receive. And this Rose, you know, you can see she's golden. She's totally solar in her quality. She's like, let me connect with the solar aspects of myself. Let me receive that solar light, that strength, that golden energy, and let me then dispense it. Let me breathe it in, assimilate it, and breathe it out into the world, or breathe it out and down into my body. When we can have that opportunity of working and breathing into that solar light of the heart, you know, there is a talk, isn't there, in the ancient traditions of the golden heart, the golden light body. This is part of the activator, and in this we need to give and receive in equal measure. There is an out-breath and an in-breath that allows the body to be replenished, and it also allows us to consciously gather the energy around that heart field and breathe it out into the body anywhere where we might feel that there is congestion or depletion within our fields. It's really important now that we take care of self-care at an ever deeper level, and we become very mindful of which of the chakras are still holding storylines that we need to dissolve. It's not even that it needs to be removed. It needs to be seen, accepted, loved, and dissolved, so that we come into an ever greater radiance as rainbow beings of light, that we hold all of these aspects of light. I know some of you will remember some of the readings where Rose 11 has come up in the reading, and Rose 11 is a white rose that sits on the heart and the crown, and she's the bossiest rose in the pack, and she says, none of you exist save through me, because all colour comes from white light. So there is this aspect of being able to bring these higher codes of light in and be able to prism them out into the different light frequencies that each one of the energy centers in our bodies need. It is food that the chakras need in order to purge, in order to release the old storylines. So, as I say, this one says I am receptive. So her message could be interpreted as making sure that you can get some time, where possible, to do solar breathing, to open yourself up to the solar frequencies so that the body is absorbing them correctly. In my healing tradition, which is pranic healing, the spleen chakra is the entry point of solar prana, and that absorbs and delivers the different ray colours to the different chakras. And I think that's interesting because the spleen is so much, for me, connected to the immune system, and also is a filter for the blood. So powerful that this rose has come up And so she's asking you to look at your balance of giving and receiving. She's asking you to open to the solar rays of light and breathe them into your body to recharge, to reignite in this heart field a stronger flame that enables you to carry your codes and your frequencies of light out to bless others. Thank you. Rachel is saying, yes, it is. It is interesting about the spleen, isn't it? Really important organ for us in our well-being. So, if you were drawn to Rose card 2, she is Rose 8. Now, Rose 8 is one of the original roses that sits in the healing chakra grid, and she is one of the 2 roses that sits on the heart chakra. And she sits at the back of the heart chakra, and you'll notice that this rose is like coral. And she's one of the original roses that came from the Alhambra in Granada. And the Alhambra, for those of you that don't know, is actually on a Venus temple. There are 7 key Venus temples on the planet that hold a sacred imprint that are connected to the Venusian energies on the planet. The rose gardens in the Alhambra are absolutely incredible. And this is, she's the rose that sits in the back of the heart. So actually Rose 11, the white rose that I was talking about, sits on the front. This one sits in the back. And it's, like if somebody, you're talking to a friend and they're comforting you, they often will put their hand in the center of your back. And you feel so sort of treasured and supported when somebody does that. This rose is absolutely that. If you were drawn to Rose card 2, she's like that supportive hand on the center of your back, and you just need to lean back into her because she says you are safe, you are held. Just allow yourself to be supported. So if you were drawn to Rose card 2, look at all those areas in which you need to more fully trust that you are absolutely supported. And I'm going to put this card right up close because you will see right in here there is almost like a Magdalene, a cloaked Mary figure that is guarding the entrance into the sacred chamber of the heart. So it's like you are protected, you are blessed, you are held. This is a really significant and strong card. The other thing she could be asking you to look at and to see if there is anything that you have pushed into your back that you haven't been courageous or prepared to look at. There is so much that we have through our journey had trauma or pain with, and we push what we don't want to deal with into our backs, which is why, our backs are really, when there's pain in the back, there is a calling to look and see what's not being processed, what's not being dealt with. And there's lots of information out there of the different aspects of the back and the different organs. Network Chiropractic is a very good resource for something like that. But she's really beautiful, and what she's saying is lean back, lean into me, trust you are supported, and just feel her comfort. And if you were drawn to Rose card 3, she is Rose 6. And Rose 6 again is one of the original cards, original roses from the healing chakra grid, and she sits on the sacral chakra. She is luscious. She is calling you to bring the energies down into the body. Really bring them down into that sacral chakra so that you are grounded into the body. There's a real calling to totally be at one with self. And this second chakra, this sacral chakra, is the last of the chakras to clear. It's usually the most tricky chakra to clear because it holds so much of our story. It's, you know, when we work up from the base chakra into the sacral chakra, it's what Jung would call the individuation. We move from the tribe, that tribal, familial imprint of the base chakra, up into the sacral chakra, and this is, who am I inside the tribe? Where is my voice? Where do I foster self-love, self-value, and self-esteem? These are the key points into this energy, and she is the fountain of our creativity and our sexual energy. She is, creative sexual abundance. So she calls us really to make a connection down into the body. One of the ways that you could do this, if you were drawn to Rose Card 3, is to bring your attention to the heart and allow that heart field to expand through the breath, breathing in luminous golden white light and breathing down into that sacral chakra, connecting with her. You might even want to put a hand over that sacral chakra, so that's sort of right down in that pelvic area, and feel the energy, your heart energy, as it breathes down and brings those higher keys and codes of light down to kiss this particular chakra awake. This place of our creative and sexual energies are really needing to be activated at this time for us to hold the truth of who we are. And there is a direct connection between the sacral chakra and the throat. The throat is the higher octave of the sacral chakra. So when we hold our energy down in the body, and for men this is the hara, yes, this is the pelvic hara bandha that enables the power center to not be all up here, and it brings it down into body. This is our alchemical pot. If we are not fully in body now, we cannot walk our talk. So the work, is to bring us into body. And for so many of us, there has been trauma that has taken us out of body. My experience from my childhood and the trauma that I experienced with my father at a very young age continued to play out, and it was then reactivated in a relationship that I was in, so that it was brought to the surface to be revealed, for the sticky plasters that we put on the trauma, that we put onto the wound places that we experience in our journey. We have to start to pull these off now. We have to start, and we will either have an experience or we will have someone that comes into our lives to encourage that process, or we have to make this conscious journey now to pull these sticky plasters off, because we need to be whole, we need to be present, and we need to be able to be filled up from the ground up. This rose also connects into the base chakra and down through into the Earth Star. And the Earth Star is the place where we know that we are fully embodied and that we are in the right place, connected into these sacred currents of energy in the earth, where we can pick up the the energies that we've come to weave through the body. So this is absolutely key as part of our greater embodiment at this time. Hi Jonathan. Thanks for joining from Oslo. We've got a wonderful array of different people from all over the place today, and it's so lovely. It's so beautiful. So here are the 3 roses for the rose reading. I am receptive. I am in flow with the universe. I breathe in and out with the universe. And you'll notice that this rose too is actually quite connected to the sacral. There is that receptivity with this energy and this beautiful depth and golden. And this place of knowing you are supported. The universe has got your back. And being able to trust, being able to lean back into that and know that all will be well. And this rose 6, this is essential. Self-love, self-value, self-esteem. She's luscious. She sits and she connects into that root chakra. She allows us to evolve beyond the imprint of our familial, the genetic coding or the familial patterning. Hi, hello, somebody in from Pennsylvania. I know there's some in from New Jersey, so this is wonderful. So, 3 powerful roses. If you have the Rose Oracle deck, put them together, put your glass of water on them, and allow those energies to open you to this new frequency of being. As I said right in the beginning, you know, this is such a wonderful time for us to work through and find this new rhythm, find this place in which we know that we are aligned with our soul's evolutionary journey. This is just incredibly powerful pivot point that we're entering. And as I said earlier on in this reading, this is very much the place where we can move into a completely new frequency of presence. It is very, it's a very powerful point. So what else have I got to share? Well, I'm really feeling drawn to make a new essence to add to the rose essences over this full moon eclipse. It's calling, so I'm listening. And this is such a place of bringing focus to our emotional landscape, and this shift in our sense of our connection with our intimate relationships and our home and our family. Key points. What else have I got to offer? In February, I've got 2 workshops that I'm going to put on the website this afternoon. This is small group work because we're working here in the Rosy Temple. It's a circle of 8 at each point. And we are going to be working around this sense of the connection to the beloved within and a deepening connection to our sacral energy. And also I'm putting a new workshop together because there's 3 new higher heart chakra roses that are coming forward to activate on the 14th of February. They will, until I get the new set printed, only be in their handmade form, but I'm being called to put a workshop together to work with the threefold flame of the heart and this higher heart star energy that is being birthed. There's a real sense of this key connection between the earth star, the soul star, and the heart star. So, on that note, thank you so much for joining me. It's really exciting. I really feel that we're on the cusp of some marvellous new pathways for ourselves and for our loved ones. And yeah, from the Rosy Temple in the New Forest in Hampshire, I wish you a grace and ease as you go through the this eclipse energy, this point of transformation, and yeah, with much love and rosy blessings. Bye for now. Bye bye.